Yeah, okay. Yesterday we discussed the first night of Sukkot. The Mechaber had said, okay, that the first night of Yom Tov, eating the Sukkah is an obligation. I'd like to do it again because there's a Be'er Halacha on this. Achilub Sukkah below Yom Tov Rishon Chova. The first night of Sukkot, it's obligatory to eat in the Sukkah. Afilu Ochel Kzayis. Even if one only eats a Kzayis. Although normally to say Leisha Basukkah, one has to eat more than a Be'ah, which is a little more than 2 Kzaysim. But the first night, a Kzayis is an obligation. And we'll see, one even says a bracha on it. Mikan ve'elech rishus. Beyond the kzayis, it's at each person's discretion. It's not obligatory. Rotza lechol suda soid b'sukkah. Rotza eino ochel kol shiva. Elaperus akloyos. If you don't want to eat the sukkah, you want to eat just fruit and roasted kernels. Chutz the sukkah ochel. You prohibit outside of the sukkah. Kidin achilos matzah b'pesach. It's identical to eating Pesach. You want to eat matzah on Pesach, you want to eat grain, it has to conform with matzah. If not, you can eat potatoes and meat, or fruit and vegetables. One doesn't. Okay, what do you want to say?
There's the chumrah. I mean, that on the first night of Sukkot, if you want to eat a kazayas, you have to go.
Not if you want. You must eat a kazayas.
I know, but I'm saying that. But for even the kazayas, you have to go to Israel. And any other day, you just have to only you're eating the kibetza.
But you don't have to eat. But you don't have to eat. See, the difference is, what is the obligation? Right. Is the obligation achila? That's the question. Do you have an obligation to eat? Right. The Korban Pesach, whether you want to eat Korban Pesach or not, that's not your choice. You have to eat a kazayis of Korban Pesach. Sukkah is the first night. You must eat a kazayis, grain, bread in the sukkah. That's the obligation. Like the first night of Pesach, you must eat a kazayis of matzah. Identically the same. Okay? Hagor.
Once you fulfill the obligation that you need to die.
Yeah, what about it?
You left the sukkah, you finished eating, and now you're hungry again, you want to go out.
Why is that a question on the third night, or the fourth night, or the sixth night?
Once you fulfill the obligation, there's no more. Has nothing to do with the night. It has to do with fulfilling the obligation.
We just said that. Said, Bikan ve'elech, mechaber. Beyond the first kazayis rishus. It's not obligatory. That's what he says. No, if you choose to eat grain, you must eat it in sukkah. No, that's. But do you have an obligation to eat grain? That's what he said. The first night, the first kzayis, you must eat. That's all he's saying. Of course, if you choose to eat, then you must eat in the sukkah. More than a bayah. More than a bayah. But that's rabbinical. That's rabbinical. Oh no, you don't have to eat a bayah, right? You have to have kiddush mokum suda. Right. So you have a bayah bread, or you eat cake, right? You have no obligation to eat in the sukkah. But you eat it out of the sukkah. Okay. Even though he said on the first side of the page, the Mishna Berura, that since we say kiddush mokum suda, that normally you have to eat more than a bayah to say leisha basukkah. But he says on Shabbos, when you make kiddush, let's say during the day, even if you eat a kazayas of cake, you say leisha basukkah. Because since it has the value of kiddush mokum suda, because of Shabbos, therefore that's called achilas keva. That's considered something substantial. Since it has value versus kiddush, you even say the bracha leisha basukkah. Which during the week, if you eat a kazayas, you would not say leisha basukkah, even if you would eat it, because it's not keva. It's not suda. It's not suda. No, because it conforms. No. Let's you make kiddush. Right. And you ate bread. You go out of now you want to eat a kazayis on Shabbos cake. You say leisha basukkah? No. It's only because regarding kiddush, because it establishes kiddush mokum suda. Beliel Yom Tov Rishon. You always bench on a kazayis. Benching is unrelated to that. Right? It's kazayis. Beliel Yom Tov Rishon Chova. Beliel Yom Tov Rishon Mechuyev Lechol Basuka Afilu Meinu Ochel El Kazayis Mashenke Beliel Zev Hola, which is not the case beyond that point. Afilu Shabbos Yom Tov Mechuyev Lechol Pas Einam chuyiv lechul basukkah elam ochel yos michabeyo. If you eat more than a beyo, then you must eat it in the sukkah. Davi achilas keva, because that's considered something which is substantial. Vatam delail zechomir. Why does the first night have this stringency that even as little as exayus? The gamrin chamisha osa michag hamatzos. Mahosam rak lailo rishon chovo. Just as on Pesach, the first night of Pesach, there's an obligation to eat the kazayus. We can't veil rishus beyond that point. It's not obligatory. Avochanami lin sukkah. Kazayus. Kaven the gamrina michag hamatzos. Since it's learned from matzo. The gamrina minei. Mahosam kazayus dogan avhochi bechzayus dogan. Right, it's kazayus of grain. Pas. She said, "Velomini targimo, not cake, not vegetables or fruits. The sveik the raisu, the gamlo paskisonim. Cake also doesn't suffice. Ella paskomer, it has to be actually bread. It has to be bread. Yotze di chavoso. What's a big chiddush?
The idea that you have to be yotze
On Pesach, do you have to eat? It has to be bread. I mean, it's matzah, but it's considered bread. You say a motzi, right? Matzah, you say motzi. It has to be something you say a motzi on. Similar to matzah. If that's within the Gzera Shova, chamisha oser, right? That's the Gzera Shova. Yotzi de chovoso, chav beis. Da'afa gav de shar yomim shir achilu chutz l'sukkah b'chabeyo. Avoleo rishon shu chovat tvei, da'afilo boy lemechel l'gzayis, osa lochel chutzlo. So the first night you're not permitted to eat the gzayis outside the sukkah. Hilkoch yotzi bonami yedei sukkah tzorch levorch leisha basukkah al zeh. V'ainu kshe'en lo yoser. If one doesn't have more than the gzayis, once is leisha basukkah the first night of sukkahs. Av yeshlo, but if the first night has more than a gzayis, bread to eat. Bevari yimaranoch shiochel yosem mechabeyo, lotzis kam dasa sovrim. The lotzis yedei mitzvahs esei bino shiochel shira mechayiv, lechel basukkah koshiva. You have to eat a substantial amount. You need more than a beyo. Dainu yosem mechabeyo kosa achron de bino shlo yeyisha bechadosa gzayis yosem mechabei achilas pras. This we mentioned yesterday, right? Just as the Seder, you can't extend the eating more than a 3-minute period. You nibble on the matzah in 5 minutes. You eat the volume of gzayis. It's not valid. Right? Maximum you have 3 minutes to eat the gzayis. Identically, when you eat the gzayis of bread in the sukkah, it has to be eaten minimally within that time frame of 3 minutes. It's achilas pras, because it's identical to matzah. Whatever eating is matzah, that's what eating of bread is. Kol shiva, hainum chol hamoed, al b'shabes yom tzorch lechul k'zayis pas, ach lo boy sukkah. Right? Shabbos you have an obligation to eat. You have an obligation of Suda, right? 3 Sudas, and 2 Sudas on Yom, 3 Sudas on Shabbos. Va'avte b'simrei Saragossa of the Mognavim lo Suda Shabbos tzor gam kin chabeyo v'yoser. Kedei lios Sudas keva. Mognavim writes even Shabbos a gzayis is not sufficient. You should have a Sudas keva, something which is substantial. Hosam lemitzvah am l'chatchila. Let's say b'di'evid. Person only has 1 kazayis bread on Shabbos. You're fully yotzei. Your obligation of eating the Suda. 1 kazayis bread, let's say a person's on a very strict diet. It's not permitted to eat more than a minimum amount of bread or grain. You eat a kazayis, it's sufficient. Of course, l'chatchila, you should have more than a chabeyo. B'di'evidai b'kazayis achronim. K'dei achilas matzah b'pesach. Chov dalid. See, it said over here, kedin achilas. He cites the Grove, but really it's Rishonim already. It's a Chizkuni. Chizkuni is one in the back of the Moris Chumash. The back, there's a commentator called Chizkuni. It's one of the earlier commentators. So he writes, although it's attributed to the Vilna Gaon, the mitzlech on matzah kol shivas yimei Pesach. The Vilna Gaon says that although it's not obligatory to eat matzah, but if one does eat matzah, you're fulfilling mitzvah saseh, a positive commandment. It's like the Be'er Halacha has a question. A Jew has an obligation. To wear tefillin every day. Now, how long do you have an obligation to wear the tefillin? Continuous? Except we don't because we can't maintain our body hygiene? Well, no. The mitzvah, the obligation is to wear it for a moment. If you wear it beyond that moment, every moment you wear it, you're fulfilling a mitzvah of tefillin. but you're not obligated to wear it beyond that first moment. Okay? It's the question. So the Vilna Gaon learned, the first kazayis is an obligation. You must eat a kazayis. Any additional matzah which you eat, you're fulfilling a mitzvah. You have an obligation, you have no obligation. Okay?
On regular Shabbos, though, when you're eating a meal, up until your meal, how much bread do you have to eat?
Minimally kazayis. L'chatchila more than the beya. L'chatchila. But you can't, when you wash, you can't say al-til sidayim. You can only say al-til sidayim. No. Even during the week when you wash, you have to eat minimally a beya to say al-til sidayim de bracha. You have to wash, even if you eat a crumb. A crumb of bread you have to wash, up to the wrist as you wash for if you eat a loaf of bread. But in terms of bracha al-til sidayim, it's only if you eat minimally 2 kazayis, which is a beya, the volume of an egg. Okay, but he says he cited the mogen of bread. So Mogen Avraham says on Shabbos you need a sudas keva. What sudas keva? Eating a little bit more than a beya. So if you eat a little challah roll on Shabbos, that's definitely more than a beya. So you'd be the equivalent of 2/3 of that. You would have to eat 2/3 of that to fulfill your mitzvah l'chatchila in a proper way on Shabbos and Yom Tov.
If someone has just one slice of bread that's smaller than a beya, they don't less time.
If a slice of bread is less than a beya, usually a slice of bread is 2 kazayis. A piece of rye bread. Maybe a piece of white bread, maybe not. A piece of rye bread is a beya.
If you just have a slice of challah, then you're not really
You may not even be yotzei Suda Shabbos if it's less than the Gazayas. 100%. Suda Shabbos, you're not yotzei. And also, the Mechaber says you should have bread. The Chatchila, no. The Chatchila, Mechaber says there are 3 levels. There's bread, there's cake, mazonos, or crackers, and then there's fruit. Those are the 3 levels. The optimum is bread. One doesn't have bread, you should have a grain product. And if not a grain product, then you have fruit. No. Any type of fruit. Any type of fruit. Yeah. With fruit. But it's a real b'diavad. It's the least of the 3. It's better to have grain. You have crackers. Even if you're not going to wash. What? No. Under no circumstance. The first 2 sudas. There you have to have bread. You're not yotze. The first 2, you're not yotze in any circumstance unless it's bread. The night and the day suda.
You have to have a beitza of bread.
A little more than a beitza.
Just not including all the food. It has to be of
Right,
bread.
of the bread, a little more than a beitza. Right. Yeah, which is if you have challah, it's not difficult.
Often do not serve challah. They'll have crackers or something, and mazonos cake or something.
Not a problem.
So you're making your kiddush there, and you're having mazonos or whatever. Is it best to say amen shalosh right then and there when you're finished? Or can you have in mind that you're going home and you're going to have the proper suda
No.
with motzah?
You're obligated to say it there. Yeah, because that's, if it would be in your house, the same thing. You have kiddush before a meal. Then, of course, you don't say bracha achrona. Because the benching will cover everything. But if you're in another location, before you leave that location, you have an obligation to say the bracha achrona.
What about the concept of
Bracha she'ein tzricha?
No. Wait, we're going to go to this house for appetizers. And
No. He's talking about that you didn't wash. He did not wash in shul. No, if you washed in shul, that's not a. If you have in mind, it's not a problem. Then you continue. Right. Okay, let's see.